Another opening, another show. The Edmonds Driftwood Players are proud to be celebrating 56 years of entertaining audiences in our community. Conveniently located in downtown Edmonds, the Wade James Theatre is close to fine dining for before or after the show. For performance schedules and ticket information, please visit us at driftwoodplayers.com. Close, affordable, fun. The Edmonds Driftwood Players. Come play with us.
Welcome to Edmonds Today. I'm your host, Teresa Whipple. In the studio today, via internet magic, we have Mark Nelson, the lead guitarist for the Beatniks. Welcome, Mark.
Thanks for having me on.
Tell me about the Beatniks and their long history with the Taste of Edmonds, which is coming to town on August 8th. The
Beatniks started in 1990, and we've played the Taste of Edmonds every Friday night in the beer garden since that time. It's been a great 2 decades in Edmonds.
Everyone in Edmonds talks about the Beatniks and how they can't wait to see them play in the beer garden. Why is it that you're so popular at the Taste of Edmonds?
Well, I think you said the magic word there, Teresa. Beer garden. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The more you drink, the better we sound.
There might be some truth to that. You were telling me earlier how the group was started. You were a group of high school buddies who got together to form the band?
Yeah, we all come from Gig Harbor, knew each other through high school and played in various bands together. By the time the Beatniks had formed, we had all moved out of Gig Harbor and were living in Seattle. But it was that tie and the common thread of Gig Harbor that brought us all together.
And you actually got the group together after one of your friends made a promise to his boss, is that right?
The drummer of the band at the time was a real go-getter and tried to score some extra points with his boss. So he promised his boss that his band would play at his boss's daughter's upcoming wedding. Well, he didn't think that the boss would call him out on this, but eventually the boss did. So off the cuff and in a very short amount of time, we had to put together a band to play this wedding. That band turned out to be the Beatniks.
Very good story. And you ended up playing Beatles music because you had a very short time to put this group together, and it was music that you were familiar with. Is that what you said?
Well, Beatles have a lot of great songs. It's tough to go wrong when you're doing the Beatles, and that's kind of what we knew at the time, so we went with it.
You also told me that you had a connection with a famous person in town, Paul Allen. Tell me more about that.
When Paul Allen was working to get the new stadium built for the Seahawks, we did a lot of work in his fundraising campaigns. Played several gigs around town with Paul, played at his house for a fundraiser. Said I don't want to say that Mr. Allen and the Beatniks were best buddies or anything, but there was certainly a time period when we spent a lot of time with him.
You didn't have an opportunity to do any playing for the Seahawks during their Super Bowl season, did you?
Well, no, not this last year, but we at one time were the house band for the Seahawks and played every home game in the Kingdom for a couple of years with the Seahawks. And I'm like to tell people that we were the last rock band ever to play in the Kingdom, as we did the last regular season Seahawks game that year, and just a couple weeks later, they imploded the dome.
That's quite a claim to fame. So Friday night, what time does the set start at the Taste?
8 o'clock. I think there's bands before us. We'll play 8 to 10. It's always a nice night down there, always a lot of fun.
And usually lots of sunshine and great food and fun. Mark, if people want to learn more about the Beatniks, how can they do that?
Please go check us out at thebeatniks.com. You can find links to our schedule, contact information for the band, and general information about what it is that we do.
Thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on August 8th.
Yeah, and we look forward to it too. Thanks again for having me.